Hey, and welcome back to Retail Cafe. If you haven't
I
grabbed
don't ever
merch, go
slow
ahead.
up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Grab your merch. It will links down in the description below. And also, we are doing retail stories a little differently. So I'll be reacting to one short story, one medium story, one long story. And when we run out of mediums and longs, then I'm just going to do the short stories. But yeah, I will also be I'm not going to promise anything. I will be trying to do at least 3 of these videos a week while I continue to record and edit my Genshin and Alice Madness Returns playthrough. Because then once I got that recorded, then I can just, upload and stuff like that. So yeah, with that being said, we are gonna hop into the first story. I am so sorry. But yeah. Oh wait, I forgot to set that up. How do I forget to set this up? Oh, guys, another thing. All my videos so far is unscripted. It's just pure reaction. I don't have a script. I don't have anything. I just go off what I read and what I see. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Oh, and then I'm also going to show you guys a little something something. And then I'm going to go ahead and change that up. So up here, you'll see I have these tabs where I got a short. So these are all the short retail stories. As you guys can see over here, it says short. Then we got medium. So if I hop onto medium, sorry, medium, if we go hop onto the first one, there we go. We got medium. And then long. So I sorted everything out in categories, and that's how I know which stories I'm doing which. But with that being said, let's get into the first story, which is bathroom struggles. There will still be the whole rating out of 5 if the story is da, 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 da. Okay, there will still be a out of 5 rating for the retail reactions, and I will still be giving my opinion on how I would have handled the situation or how I think the situation should be handled. And while I'm reading, I hope you guys enjoy your drinks and your snacks that you have ordered. And without further ado, let's get into it. So I was putting out plastic containers in the back corner of our store, right near the bathroom, and a customer says, "Excuse me, can you help me open the bathroom door?" Okay. I look over and he has the key, so I'm not yet understanding the problem. But I say okay and take the key. I go up to the door and hear someone inside, so I stop and say, "There's someone in there." The guy says, "Yeah, I know, I'm trying to open the other bathroom." I then tell him that's the employee bathroom and it doesn't use this key. But rather than have to wait or reflect or learn something, the previous customer came out then, and so he got to use the correct one. The same guy came back about an hour later and had lost his phone. He had our cashier call it but couldn't hear it anywhere. They asked me to check the bathroom. He and I go in and he says, "Nope, looks like it's not here." I looked over the edge of the trash can and there it was, pressed against the closest side of the can. He starts saying, "You saved my life. I never would have found it. How did you do that?" Dude, I play seeing eye dog for our customer products all day. This kind of thing happens a lot. Usually it's with products people are standing directly in front of. but ask me the location of anyway and not phones. But yes, phones too sometimes. I love the story. This is a 1 out of 5 for me. This was a wholesome story. And this makes me nervous that we're already starting off with a wholesome story. I'm just like, if it's starting off wholesome, I'm scared about what the rest might look like. I don't want to open up the next story, guys. I think the only thing I would have done differently if the customer never came out, I would have, and yes, I would most likely get into trouble for it. I would have allowed him to use the staff's bathroom because, if you got to go, you got to go. First of all. Second of all, it's a basic necessity. It's a basic human right for everyone to have. So, I think I would have taken the rap for it. I would have gotten into trouble for it, but I also would have fought for the customer saying, hey, this is a human right. We all need to pee and poo. What do you want me to do? Let the customer stand outside and shit himself and then, or pee himself, and then we have to clean it up? And then also, not only do we need to clean up waste, the customer feels absolutely mortified. No, So, yeah, I'm glad the other customer came out of the bathroom then and there, but honestly, if the other customer was taking a lot longer, I would have just let him use the staff bathroom. But as I said, this is a 1 out of 5. I wouldn't have really changed anything else much. Um, that's just my opinion. This was really wholesome, and now I am scared about what the next one's gonna be. Oh, snap! I forgot to upvote it. I forgot to upvote it. We need to upvote it. Upvote! Upvote! Oh, wait, I did upvote it. Never mind. Whoo! Dodged a bullet. Okay. Uh, okay. Wait. Wait. Hold on. Did I do this right? Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. Okay, I need to put this on full screen. I apologize. There we go. Um, oh, it's at the back. That's why I couldn't find it. Yeah, I did upvote it. Okay, good. Okay, what's that? Go here. There we go. I am so sorry about that. Oh my word. Today's video is just gonna be filled with bloopers. I'm scared for this one, guys. I'm terrified. Medium. The Ham Man. I do like that title. Oh, this one's by Ghost 196 or Ghosting. Oh, Ghosting. Okay. I like what you did with the numbers there. That's clever. Anyway, all the links to these stories will be put down in the timestamps in the description if you guys are curious and stuff like that. Okay, so the Ham Man, recent reader, first time poster. Oh, okay. I, female, recently left my job as a meat cutter at a local grocery store, and I have filled up my notes apps with ridiculous stories from that place. The work was great. My direct department manager is one of the best men I've ever known, but the customers and even the non customers. January, right after the holidays, we're coasting along, recovering after bustling our asses. The store I worked at hand cuts every single product that hits the shelves, and everyone's enjoying joint pain and calluses decreasing. Okay. Man calls in. I have the joy of answering the phone. Me. Meat department, this is me. What can I do for you? Ham man. If I bring in a ham I bought a month ago, can you cut it for me? Not a concern. Our hams are dated to last about 2 months, though that's not even his issue. However, me, I'm sorry, sir. Once a product has left the store, it can't be brought. back to be sliced. Hamman. So you can't do it. Me. No, sir. If it left the store, we can't rework it. And then he declares, Hammond, but I didn't buy it from you guys. Okay, a long pause to take several breaths, and so I'm struggling to continue the same level of customer service. Me, then we definitely can't do that. It's not even our product. Hammond, okay, I'll call the local butcher shop. Me, good luck, have a good one. In this instance, you didn't give us your business, buddy. You don't get our services. Many odd encounters at that job, but he was certainly the silliest. I don't know. For example, as I've said before, when walking into a store where there's a lot of retail workers and things like that, you don't know the store's policy. You don't know what rules they have to abide to. You don't know what's in their contract and what's allowed and what's not. So for this, I'm not sure. I would rate this a 1 out of 5. I think, yeah, okay, it was a little bit of a nuisance, but I don't think it was that bad of a story where it's got way out of hand and things happened. And so again, this is 1 out of 5, but this is not a wholesome story. This is a what 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 is going on? How I would have handled this situation, to be honest, I if I was working there and that is the store's policy, I would have been like, sorry sir, we're not allowed to do this. I do think it's silly because if you buy ham that you're not going to use straight away, and if she says the expiry date's only 2 months, why can't they cut the ham for you? Why can't they just, if you struggle to cut the ham or you don't know how to cut the ham or whatever, um, it could be the man was lazy. This one is a bit of a head scratcher for me. If anyone who works in grocery stores or butchers or whatever, if you can maybe, fill me in here and let me know why it's not allowed and give a better understanding, that would be great. But yeah, I this one's a head scratcher out of 5. This one's a head scratcher out of 5. I am gonna upvote this one because I've read it. The reason why I upvote the stories, the retail stories or the retail reactions, so I know what I have read and what I have not read. So that's the reason why I upvote, because I don't want to read the same story twice, So yeah, that was the medium story. That wasn't really, I wouldn't call that a medium story. I would just call that a short story. That should have belonged in shorts. But anyway, now we're going to move on to the juicy boys, the juicy ones. So this one is a long story by Ozzy Sass, and it is No, We Don't Sell Walking Sticks. Okay. I work in a shop that mainly sells materials for woodworking. Most of our customers come in to buy timber, finishes, oils, repair products, and bits for do it yourself or professional projects. We also have a small display of handmade items made by local hobbyists, things like bowls, spoons, ornaments, and other small wooden gifts. It had been a painfully quiet day, so when an elderly lady, I'd guess somewhere in her 80s, walked in, I was more than happy to help. She looked around for a minute before asking, Do you sell walking sticks? I assumed she meant hiking poles because we do stock those, so I replied, If you mean hiking sticks, yes, we do. She shook her head. Oh no, I mean a proper handmade wooden walking stick. Yeah, that makes sense. I apologized and explained that unfortunately we do not sell those. She looked genuinely baffled. But why not? That's so silly. People would buy them. Surely you have them somewhere. I politely explained again that we simply don't stock them. Internally, I was thinking our customer base is mostly people coming in for woodworking supplies, handmade, walking sticks aren't exactly something we've ever had people asking for. Trying to be helpful. No! Ah! Trying to be helpful, I added, if you happen to know someone who works with wood, you could always choose a suitable piece here and have one made. She looked at me as if I just suggested she build a rocket. Why would I know someone who makes walking sticks? I don't know anyone who does that. Fair enough. She then noticed our shelf of locally made wooden gifts. But you have local makers. Why don't you make walking sticks? They're missing a trick. I explained that the people who supply items do it as a hobby in their spare time and mostly make smaller things like bowls, spoons, ornaments, and decorative pieces. That still wasn't enough. But a walking stick would be simple to make because it's just a stick and then, just a round knob on top to fit in the hand, and then people can just, walk on it. A little bit of varnish, a little bit of, you know, polish, and ta-da, you're good to go. It's not something. Well, do you have one of their business cards? Which is a fair enough. That's a fair follow-up question. I'm afraid not, I replied. They're not businesses, just local people who enjoy making things. They bring us items whenever they have something finished. So give me one of their phone numbers, then I'll have a word with them. I had to explain that I couldn't hand out someone's personal contact details. She let out an audible scoff. Well then, do you know anywhere that does sell walking sticks? I suggested trying online or perhaps another local shop that specializes in mobility products or country goods. She looked thoroughly unimpressed. Well, this is all very stupid. I do agree with her because it is very stupid. He could be like, you know what? See, okay, let me finish the story before I go off on a rant. She wandered around for another minute or two before heading for the door. Just before she left, she stopped, shrugged at me, and declared, well, young lady, you've lost a customer today. As as I could, I wished her a good day. The thing is, I genuinely don't know what else I could have done. I answered every question, offered alternatives, explained why we didn't stock what she wanted, protected other people's privacy when she asked for their personal numbers, and even suggested where she might have better luck. Sometimes in retail, people seem convinced that if they argue long enough, an item will magically, sadly, that's not quite how it works. And this is where I do believe that a sense of community has been lost. You know, this is how I would have handled the situation. I'm like, unfortunately, I do agree with not handing out phone numbers. Um, but I would have said, turned to the elderly lady, you know what? Give, give me your details. I would have asked for her details. I'll make a couple of phone calls, see if anybody is interested to make a walking stick and how much they would charge, and I'll get back to you if I get any bites. I'll contact you, I'll let you know, hey, I found somebody who's willing to make a walking stick. They are showing here at this time on this day if you want to meet up and talk to them. That's how you, that's community. That's how you handle that situation. You don't be helpful but non-helpful, if that makes sense. Yeah, this person did give alternatives, but there's where's the sense of community, where's the sense of care, where's the sense of anything like that? So you go to them like, you know what, ma'am, unfortunately I cannot give any numbers to you. What I can do is I can maybe talk to the few local makers that sell things here and see if any of them is willing to make a walking stick. And if they are, I can contact you. If you leave your details with me, I can contact you and let you know if anybody is interested. And then that's another way to handle it. Or if you do know your customer base well enough, so you do know the local makers well enough, he's like, I think I might have an idea of who I can contact on your behalf. They might be interested in making a walking stick for you, or they might be able to help you with a walking stick. Let me contact them. You can leave your details at the front desk, and then I will phone you with an answer if I get any bites. Again, community. That's my opinion. That's how I would have handled it. I think I would rate this a 3 out of 5 because yes, this girl was polite. Yes, this girl was helpful, but I do think she could have, you know, helped a little bit more or be a little bit more helpful. If hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, that is this today's retail stories. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys enjoyed your drinks and snacks. And until next time, bye. We're closed.